What's going on, Raider Nation? Back to the grind. What's going on, Raider Nation? It is your boy Raider Ed, co-host of Raiders Primos and the Real Raiders Talk. And my guy is backstage, the man, the myth, the legend. But before we get him in the building, if you guys are not subscribed to Raiders Primos, please hit the subscribe button. We just hit over 300 subs. Goal is to 400 now. Hit that like button. Share the link around. Share the love, as our brother Wasted and the rest of Monsieur Moore always says, tell a friend to tell a friend. But with that being said, we got the man, the myth, the legend back in the building, sipping on his milkshake. Raider Nate up in the building. How's it going?
What's up, gang?
How's it going, Primo?
What's up, man?
Not much. We got Digital Perez in the building. Everyone in the nation, come on. We got a lot to talk about, but it is going to be a short live. We're probably only going to be on here for about 30 minutes. Just really two topics that is going around in the nation, and that is Marcus Peters. This is a guy that we've probably known for a long time that the Raiders had their eyes on. Mitchell Renz went live earlier today, and Sean Johnson hit me up in the DMs, and he was like, check this out. Marcus Peters' destinations, his top 4 destinations that he can go to is number 4, the Detroit Lions, number 3, the Minnesota Vikings, and number 1, the Las Vegas Raiders. And it's been reported from a Baltimore Ravens beat writer that the Ravens are no longer interested in Marcus Peters. So he could be a solid lock. Solid lock for our Raiders. And yeah, I know I seen that digital. It was heck of fun. I know I seen 11:55 p.m. and I looked at it and I was like, wait, hold up, like this ain't right. The timer's not going down. But yeah, no, we live right now at 11:55 a.m. Gonna be on here for a little while. Just want to give our thoughts. But my man Nate, man, how you feeling about bringing Marcus Peters? Like I said, this deal we're really just waiting at this point for a deal to come through. But how you feeling about Marcus Peters coming to the Las Vegas Raiders?
Man, bro, not gonna lie, bro. Marcus Peters would like he would bring the same energy as Abram, but is more skilled. So that's like a win-win, and like that's the Raiders mentality. He knows the Raiders mentality without even being Raider, even though he's like a Raider, or yeah, he was around the area. But that's what we want as a defense. Uh, we want that energy that he leaves off. I feel like that'd be a great fit.
Yeah. Victor first said that the Raiders.
Veteran,
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
especially, especially him being a veteran will also help. You know, I mean, why not just help the young guys because we need some more corners.
Yeah. And Victor first said that the Raiders seem likely to sign Peters before training camp. This is what I mean by we're really just waiting to see when is this deal going to get done. It has been talked for weeks that the Raiders are going to sign Marcus Peters before training camp. As we know, training camp is around the corner. So it's really just wait and see. But I am excited that there's more that Mitchell Renz came out with this. Graf said that Peters will sign sometime in August. That will be after training camp. So, Graf pointed that out. Both sides said they want to get a deal done. Raiders want to sign Peters. Peters says he wants to sign with the Raiders. This is his stats from last season. He was targeted 28 times, had given up 12 completions, gave up 183 yards, had 3 passes defended, and had gave up a quarterback rating of 81.2, and that was his coverage stats in man coverage. In zone, he had one interception. That was the only thing that I can find off of his zone coverage. But let's do a little bit of dissecting here with our cornerback room. Now I know we're doing a new series called positional breakdowns. We're breaking down the positions of our Las Vegas Raiders. We did the quarterbacks 2 days ago. Go check that out, guys. We had our man Big Mike join us for that live. Go check out that live show if you have not checked it out yet. We did a quarterback breakdown. We're doing a running back breakdown tomorrow with our guys Hammer and Kane Town. So stay tuned for that once the video goes posted. And then we're going to be going to Big Mike's channel on Sunday and having a Raiders roundtable talk on Big Mike's channel and Kane Town's channel. So go check them both out. I don't even know what I said. Pause digital. Please catch me, man. Oh, he said on Domenech. He said salute Primos. Domenech is in the building. We got our Ghost in the building. Salute to everyone pulling up. Digital said, I can see it happening. It'll happen after July 17th. I'm going to say. And July 17th is a big, big day. We're going to talk about it tomorrow with the running backs room. Everybody knows why with Josh Jacobs. He says 10 days until the extension deadline. We got Domenech up in here. Salute to him. We got Alice Ghost up in here. Salute to him. We got our guys pulling up. But yeah, so here's the running back room without Marcus Peters as of now. We have Duke Shelley. We got Nate Hobbs and Tyler Hall. Those are our starters. We got the outside corners of Duke Shelley, Nate Hobbs. The nickel is going to be Tyler Hall. And then we have Brandon Faison. We got Ike Brown, Jacorian Bennett, Sam Webb, David Long Jr., and Amik Robertson. And also we got Bryce Crosby, Jakeem, not Jakeem. I was about to say Jakeem Grant. These are a lot of bench guys that I'm not. A lot of bench guys. Now let's look. Digital. We are on Threads. We are on Threads at Raiders Primos. So go follow us on Threads if you guys have not already. Thank you, Digital, for reminding me. We are on Threads. So if you guys have not already got on Threads, or if you are on Threads and you're not following Raiders Primos, go follow us on Threads. It's basically I would say it is the Instagram version of tweeting. It is the Instagram version of tweeting. But Nate, I want to get your thoughts on this right here. Marcus Peters with the Raiders. That would have looked like you got Duke Shelley, you got Marcus Peters on the outside, and you got Nate Hobbs going back to the nickel corner. And how do you feel about that? I personally like it, but I want to hear your thoughts. You got Duke Shelley, Marcus Peters on the outside, and then you have Nate Hobbs back in the nickel.
Yeah, whatever makes Nate Hobbs back in the little slot nickel will make everything better. And the other guys, you feel me? And then Marcus Peters doing his thing. Hey, I mean, I gotta see it to believe it. To say
we do. So, hey, I agree with you. I agree with you. It's a wait and see. It's a wait and see at this point with Marcus Peters. But I do believe that Marcus Peters is going to sign here. I do believe that just makes our cornerback room that much more better. You got Duke Shelley, who I think is going to be an underrated corner on the outside. I really am hoping the best for him. But my key is Nate Hobbs going back to the nickel corner, and I think that's not getting talked about enough. I seen that. I seen Raiders Resistance followed Raiders Primos on the Threads. Love it, man. Love it. Let me see. Yep, love it. Thank you for the follow. I seen that, Digital. Thank you. And Domenech, the Threads is, like I said, it's the Instagram version of tweeting. Oh, we got Vancy, my guy.
Is it an app?
Guy up in the building.
Is it an app?
Yeah, it's an app. Nate's about to be, bro. Nate, you about to pull a Donald Trump. Be like, I'm tweeting everything. Like I'm threatening everything. But But as I was saying, Nate, his camera just went out. Either his phone fell or his camera just went out. Milkshake Nate, everybody, Milkshake Nate. Shout out to Milkshake Nate
You
in the
better not make that a
building,
thing.
bro.
You better not make that a thing.
We got Milkshake Nate in the building. You went from Raider Nate to Milkshake Nate in one show.
All right, I'll download the threads thing after this turn.
But I want to get your guys' thoughts on that. Nation in the chat, Nate, how do you feel about Nate Hobbs moving back to the slot?
Yeah, like I said, like Nate Hobbs in the slot is like a killer dog. Like he has very good awareness. That's why he's really good in front. Because that's where I was like, that's where we need somebody to lock down the tight ends, little wide receiver 2, 3s. You know what I'm saying? Like he thrives there. That'll be fine.
For real. And that the thing is in his rookie year, that's really what gave Raider Nation that hope that hey, there's something to this guy in Nate Hobbs that he can be a really good lockdown corner. We seen him on the outside. I'm not saying he was playing injured. He had a broken hand that he suffered, I believe, week 4. He suffered it, and then he tried to play through it in week 5. I give him the benefit of the doubt, but his strong attribute is working the nickel corner. You put him in the nickel corner, having Marcus Peters in the outside, Duke Shelley on the outside. This secondary can really be a killer for our defense. And shout out to Miss Van City. She got the phone call today and she got the job. I'm proud. I'm proud of her, Van City. Glad that you guys are going to be taken care of. That's just extra money coming in, to support you guys. Man, I love seeing the Raiders brothers and sisters being really good, again, taken care of. You guys providing for yourselves. I love to see that. Yeah, no, really, it's just an app sign. But yeah, let's get into it, man. I want to then talk about something that Sean Johnson also shared with me, and that is the sleeper draft pick of Byron Young. I was about to say Bryce Young. Byron Young. I love when GM Walt comes in the building. He says, I agree. General Manager Walt thinks Hobbs belongs in the slot. Walt, I'm listening to you, man. They need to put Nate Hobbs back in the slot. If they don't, I don't know what Ziegler and McDaniels are smoking. You put Hobbs in the slot, put Shelley on the outside, Peters on the outside. My goodness, bro, our secondary, just thinking about it, it's making, for real, Van City. This is what it's making me do. Like, pause on everything. But that is what I'm like thinking right now when I think of Nate Hobbs, Marcus Peters, Duke Shelley, all on the field at the same time. I can't be the only one. Raider Ed is over here losing it.
He's making his legs jitter right now.
Bro, I'm over here jittering, bro. Like, pause on every level. I know Wasted will probably hold up the pause sign. Pause on every level, bro. Pause on every level. Shout out to MC Raider for pulling up. Salute to you, family. What up, Raider fam? MC Raider in the house. Great show, guys. Thank you for support, MC Raider. Thank you, man. We appreciate it. Bro, for real, you got dogs in the secondary at that point. You got dogs in the secondary. But I want to talk about a sleeper draft pick that we're going to talk about, and that is Byron Young. Shout out to Sean Johnson. Sean Johnson is like our Raiders insider. Wasted calls him, I think, or Big Mike calls him the Adam Schefter of Raider Nation. And that is true. That is true. He is always giving me Raiders news, bringing up Raiders topics for Raiders Primos. And this show would not be anything without Sean Johnson. Van City said, we had Marcus Peters Primos. Our backfield is the most legit. It's been in over a decade. And Van City could not have said it better, man. Could not have said it better. But this is a comparison between Jalen Carter and Byron Young. And Nate, we know you wanted Jalen Carter. You wanted Jalen Carter just because he's a generational talent. You can't teach what he possesses. But Sean Johnson disagrees with that. He believes that there is hype around Jalen Carter and that the Raiders potentially got a steal with Byron Young. The stats do not lie. This was last season. Jalen Carter had 3 sacks last season, had 2 fumble forced, 32 tackles, 16 solo tackles. Those are the 4 main stats that we're going to look at. Byron Young, he had 3.5 sacks, 1 fumble force, 47 tackles, and 20 solo tackles compared to Jalen Carter. Sean Johnson said Young beats Carter in 3 of the 4 categories, which is true. Now, I said this. Jalen Carter was not drafted to the Raiders solely because he does not fit with the Raiders. A lot of Raider Nation disagreed with me, came for my head. Nate, Raiders Primos was dying when I announced that. And I didn't care. Now, Fan City, I'm going to touch on that real quick because Jalen Carter could be an animal too. But people need to look at different situation. Jalen Carter is going to an Eagles team that already had a dominant defensive line. He's playing with former teammates that went to Georgia with him. He's going to be very comfortable, have good communication with those guys, and then just the coaching staff that is with the Eagles. Jalen Carter is going to flourish because of the fit, not only because of who he is, but the fit that he possesses that is with the Eagles. Byron Young, I believe, is going to flourish because of the fit that he brings with the Raiders. You plug him in with a Max Crosby, a Chandler Jones, a Tyree Wilson. Byron Young, like Van City said here, is going to be an animal for the Raiders. Van City said, I simply have a feeling that he could be the answer at the defensive tackle position for years to come. I know it's a wait and see, Nation. I know it's a wait and see when it comes to our rookies like Chris Smith, Jacorian Bennett, Byron Young, Tyree Wilson. I know it's a wait and see, but I have a lot of optimism with the rookies. Nate, you played defensive end. I would say first to ask you, how important is that defensive tackle position? And do you believe Byron Young can be the future for the Raiders at the defensive tackle position?
Bro, the 2 inside homies in the inside between the defensive ends, bro, they couldn't be more. They couldn't really be more important than they already are because like it's like you have to have everybody on the same page when you're on the same line. If one person's not doing good, like there's no shot for the other person to get through because and also timing too because that messes with the timing because that also allows people to like double if you're just like ass. So yeah.
Shout out to Big Mike pulling up in the building. Again, I want to salute to Big Mike for pulling up 2 days ago, talking about the quarterbacks. Hell of a show. I can't wait to get over to his channel and talk some more Raider football because, man, like it was a hell of a show. But Digital is getting on there. Nate looks like he needs another shake.
Okay, bro. Okay.
Oh, bro, that's hella funny. Shout out to Walt. General Manager Walt thinks if Jimmy G plays healthy, our offense is really good. Defensive Graham is where the rubber hits the road. And Walt, I cannot wait to dissect this defense. You guys need to stay tuned for when we complete the offense. When we finish the offense and we move on to the defense side of the ball of positional breakdowns, you guys are not going to want to miss that. I'm going to try to do my best to get as many content creators on here because I know that is the one thing that everyone wants to talk about is this defense. And I want to hear from many of Raider Nation, not just the content creators, but also from the chat. So you guys help us get up to 400. We just got over 300. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Spread the link around. We appreciate all the love and support we are getting over here. But yes, you guys are not going to want to miss when we break down the defense because that is going to be hella fun when we break down the defense. And I'm glad that Walt actually brought up Jimmy Garoppolo because that is my next thing that I wanted to bring up. I'm going to actually
change my name.
I changed it, bro. You're hecka late to it, bro. I've been changed your name. I got you. I'm gonna change it back. I got you. I'm gonna change it back. Don't worry. I'm gonna change it back. I'm gonna change it back. But real quick, guys, I'm
And
gonna
it's
share my screen real quick, and I'm surprised more of Raider Nation is not um, in this live, considering this stat, because I've been seeing this stat thrown around all over social media, and it is a stat that shows Jimmy G's bizarre success without a touchdown pass. I seen a report that said he was 20-4 without throwing a touchdown pass, which is actually false. I did my own research. He is actually 10-2. I don't know why people doubled it. I know the percentage is still the same, but they're trying to make a narrative to make it worse than what it really seems. 10-2. That means in 12 games he's thrown 0 touchdown passes and he's 10-2. The narrative that was getting put out there was that he had 24 games that he did not throw a touchdown pass, and it was 24 games that the defense really seemed like it came in the clutch, at least in 20 of those
I don't want
games.
to see that.
But that's not the correct stat. The correct stat is right here. He is, where is it? Let me see. It is right here. It is highlighted right here. Garoppolo's record when he starts and doesn't throw a touchdown pass is 10-2. The best record by any quarterback since 1950. Now that lays the question. I know, I seen that too, digital. I think you copy I think you copied it. It was 24. It's not 20-4. He's 10-2. Um Most people, I don't have a problem with 24. It was the narrative getting put out there, and I didn't really read too much into it on the Raiders resistance. It wasn't even you, digital. It was other Raiders fans saying, "Oh, he didn't throw a touchdown pass for 24 games. Like Raiders cannot live with that." It's like, guys, let's relax real quick. Let's relax, okay? Jimmy Garoppolo did not throw a touchdown pass in 12 games that he started with the 49ers. In his career. I'm gonna let you guys know this right now. You're good. You're good, bro. You're good. Hey, you weren't the only one, digital. You weren't the only one, bro. Hey, no, for real. Hey, no, we write it, bro. We write it. No, you don't gotta change it. You don't gotta change it because it's the narrative put in. It's not the record. I got no problem with the record. It's the narrative that's getting put out there. And the narrative is that he threw 0 touchdowns in 24 games and that the Raiders cannot survive that. Well, I'm gonna go back with that and say it's not 24 games, it's actually 12 games. And yes, the Raiders can ride with that because they did it 5 times. And what do I mean by that? Let's compare and contrast our former quarterback with Jimmy Garoppolo. As we know, Jimmy Garoppolo is 10-2 when he did not throw a touchdown pass. Our former quarterback, he was 5-19 when he did not have a touchdown pass. He was 5-19. Now, yes, 19 of those losses I was solely likely put on the defense, but it depends what the final score was in those games. He had this dates back all the way back to 2014 of our former quarterback. But I will say, Jimmy Garoppolo, we need touchdown passes. I'm not giving Jimmy Garoppolo a slide like, hey, just because you're 10-2 with no touchdown passes, you could do that here. Like, no, I know what our defense brings, and our defense is going to be 25th, maybe 22 at the minimum. I'm not expecting them to be top 20. I'm not expecting them to be top 15. Our defense is going to be bare minimum, maybe 25, 22. Yes, I know we want a better defense than that. I want a defense to at least create turnovers and that can hold teams to minimum points like they did last year at 24, 23 at that range. And Jimmy G, just go out there and score points. Man, that's all we ask for. All we asking for is touchdown passes. I think with this 10-2, people need to look at it. The Niners were a dominant team. That is why he didn't need to throw really touchdown passes like crazy. With us, we're gonna need at least like 3. Maybe not 3 a game, but it needs to be consistent where you're averaging at least 3 touchdowns a game. Nate, I want to get your thoughts on this. What do you think about this stat? Does this create the narrative that Jimmy G needs an elite defense to win football games?
I mean, he, as you said, he did have a really good supporting cast. Um, the running backs have been fairly consistent there. Wide receivers, the tight end, you've had Kittle there for a while, and then the defense has just been killer for like the last like, 5 years. But in all, like that record with no touchdown passes is crazy because how,
10
but
and 2.
I feel like it's just it's a weird stat to think about because like are you vouching or are you not vouching because I mean that
But
means
here's
like
because here's where the
oh
narrative is, Nate, is that he's 10 and 2 because the Niners have a great defense. That's why then that paints the question to the Raiders. Does Jimmy G need an elite defense to win football games? Do the Raiders have enough on defense to win football games? Could you answer that question? Do the Raiders have enough on defense that if Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't throw a touchdown pass, we can win football games still?
uh I wouldn't be too confident about no touchdowns equals a win yet, but I mean in elite defense, I wouldn't say he needs an elite defense, but he to win touchdowns to win games with no touchdowns, I feel like a good defense is. I mean, which we're like inching there. I feel like he would possibly have to have at least a good defense,
Yeah,
because we
and
haven't seen him.
and that's why
We
I
haven't seen
paint
him
the
with a
picture
poor
that
defense.
yeah, and that's why I paint the picture that as long as we have a defense that creates turnovers, gets off the field on third downs when we need them, makes key stops, holds teams at least under 23 points a game, I think we should be solid. I still think they're going to be in the 22, 21 range. I don't see them in the top 20. And if they crack the top 20, that just benefit. I hope, like, don't get me wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. But I really, just looking at it on paper, I believe this defense could be 22, 23. Not the greatest, but not the worst. Shout out to Walt. Walt said Jimmy G is running a dink and dunk McDaniels offense. Staying on the field will help our defense. And that's another thing, Walt, that I'm glad you brought up. Sustained drives. Drives, if we can sustain drives and not go three and out, 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 that just helps our defense more better. Again, I can ask this to Nate. Nate, you played defensive end. You played, I watched your games. I went to go watch your games when you played football. How important is it for an offense to sustain a drive, and how bad does it hurt? Speaking from a defensive position, it hurts when the offense is going three and out, three and out, three and out, and you're going on back onto the field.
Yeah, it definitely puts a lot of weight on your defense. Not only thinking about the score, the stopping them every single time, and also like being like tired and shoot. I mean, it's a dome, but like
I'm over here
I,
giving Nate PTSD, y'all.
yeah, bro, like yeah, it takes a lot of energy to like play like that with like your offense not being good at all. So I feel bad for Max Crosby.
Shout
Man,
out to Raider Nate, man. Digital Perez says he does like to run in for the score within the 10. Something a lot of people don't want to talk about, Perez. You're right. You're absolutely right. Jimmy G, I believe he had two rushing touchdowns last season, but hey, inside the 10, he will run for touchdowns. Alice Goes says Jimmy G has had a better supporting cast in his career. And that is true. And with the Niners, he had an amazing supporting cast.
I feel like
Offensively, I'm gonna say he has an amazing cast here, and possibly I would say it's the best supporting cast he had in his career is with the Raiders. I'm not saying defensive wise, Nate. I'm saying offensive wise.
I'm
You
saying
got
like
Devontae Adams, you got Jacobs, hopefully. Michael Mayer, he's looking like could be the steal of the draft. Jacoby Myers, Hunter Renfro is looking like he's gonna be back. And you have a top 12 offensive line.
that boy Jimmy Garoppolo had like his whole career, he's had like a top 10 defense with him, no matter what team he was on.
This man Walt stayed trying to get us hungry, bro.
He had the bro. He had the multiple Super Bowl winning Patriots defense,
Yeah.
and then now this number one Niners defense. Like, huh?
I get that. I get that. But
That's good.
I get that. But what was the one thing the Niners were so good at? They were good at getting stops. They were good at getting turnovers. Stidham put 31 points on these boys. A backup quarterback put 31 points on the Niners defense. There's
But
gonna
that
be
boy
like
Devontae killed
I
him.
want people to understand this. There's gonna be games where you have the number one defense, but your quarterback still has to pull through. In those games that Jimmy Garoppolo didn't have to throw a touchdown pass. He's 10-2 because his defense did enough. If the Raiders defense does enough, where Jimmy Garoppolo does, there's times like just people forget. There's times Derek Carr doesn't throw a touchdown pass, and there's times that five times out of his career we won, but hey, we won. Like it's not like it doesn't happen. It happens. Sometimes your quarterback wins football games by not throwing a touchdown pass.
A win's a win. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm asking for.
Exactly.
It's a win.
That's hey, Nate. This is all what it's about, right?
Yes, I
That's all we care about.
just win so we can have a good week.
For real, so I can watch ESPN and watch NFL Network. Because when they lose, bro, I don't watch ESPN for like a whole week until the following week. Wall says it all for wins. 2023 comes down to Graham's defense. Can we get sacks and turnovers? And Walt, that is what it comes down to. Pressure, not like that's one thing. Nate, I'm gonna need you when we talk about your boy Max Crosby because the nation and you are not gonna like what I have to say about Max Crosby. I love Mad Max, but
You don't like his tattoos?
it's not that. I don't like that he doesn't get sacks. Now people will be like, "What do you mean? He's averaging like 8 sacks a year. 8 sacks ain't enough now. 8 sacks ain't enough. Like you're the star. Like take over football games. Like people ask who was better, Khalil Mack or Max Crosby, and I gave the leverage to Khalil Mack, and here was why. Khalil Mack closed games out. Khalil Mack took over games late in the fourth quarter. When can we say Mad Max has done that? When has Mad Max took over a football game? When has Mad Max got sacks late in fourth quarters on key stops? He had a couple of key stops last season. Not saying he's never done it, but consistency. I want consistency from Mad Max. I want to see in week in and week out, you are a problem for the opposing offense. But I'm not going to just put it on Mad Max. But I'm saying as a leader, I'm going to hold you more accountable than I'm going to hold a Chandler Jones. Maybe I will hold Jones probably more accountable, like at the same leverage because of the contract. But those two, outside of those two, I got to give more critique
Nah,
to Mad
Perryman, bro.
Max and
Tackle,
Chandler.
dang it.
Wait, who?
I said Perryman needs to rap.
Hey, Perryman's gone, bro. We out of he's out of here.
Oh, he's gone?
Yeah, he's out of here, bro. We got Devon Diablo, Robert Spillane,
How
and
long was that?
dude, have you been following the offseason?
Hell no.
That
I
was like
didn't
at
get
the
in this
start of
already.
dude, that was back in like March, like maybe
Oh.
even in February. Like, where you been? Yeah, hey, digital, bro. Hey, hook my premium up with another milkshake. He needs another milkshake.
Hey, man.
Wall says, unless you're Mahomes, every quarterback needs a good
Thanks.
defense. And that's facts. Mahomes is built different. Hey, shout out to AJ for pulling up. Salute to AJ. AJ says, most teams need a solid defense to win. And AJ, you said it great. A solid defense. And that's all I want is a solid defense. They don't got to be great. They just got to be good enough for us to win football games. Try to get everyone's comments in. This team just needs a consistent defense to hold on to wins. Blew too many last year. Your facts, digital. You are facts, man. Raiders defense could be 15th at most. I don't see them passing further than that. Hey, I think that's their ceiling. I would not be shocked. I'll be like, hey, you know what? They surprised me, but I'm not surprised at the same time. Our defense needs many more sacks, and we need defense getting INTs. Turnovers is where it is going to be at. Too many young guns on our defense. Need veterans as a cornerback and linebacker. Hence, what's up with Peters? AJ, we just talked about that. The latest news. Give me a sec, you guys. I got my Raider calling.
All right, guys. So what's the plans? I mean, I know the summer's like halfway done, but like, what y'all do? Y'all doing something big this summer? Y'all going to the beaches, going to the islands, Caribbean?
This is like the commercial. Like Nate, you're like the commercial guy. But AJ, there's no news on the Peters front. Mitchell Renz, I believe, did a live earlier today. He went more in depth with the Peters talk. I really just pulled from his show that Sean Johnson shared with me. There's, Victor first said we're supposed to sign him before training camp. And there's even reports saying that he could be signed in August. But it is looking like Peters is going to be a Raider for the 2023 season. Digital says Nate looks like he's about to be submitted into the MLB draft.
Hey, bro.
That's hella funny, man.
Shohei Ohtani.
Walt said, make no mistake, Michael Mayer will be a stud. And I hope so, man. Van City said, let me make this very clear. We have gone from a quarterback one that cries on the podium and throws his wife straight into the fire to a quarterback one that nails porn stars. Who cares what his name is? Upgrade.
Bro.
Oh, bro, I love Van City, man. I love Van City.
Something with the QB.
Let me see. I'm going to try to. For real, bro, digital, for real. He needs another milkshake, man. He needs another milkshake, man. He needs another milkshake.
Bruh.
Hey, bro. Hey, I would not be surprised. We see Raider Nate and we see Jimmy Garoppolo at the nude beaches, bro.
Up in Brazil, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, man. Hey, Walt. I hear you, man. I hear you. Max had the most tackles for losses last season. I hear you, but I want sacks. I want sacks and I want sack fumbles. That's what I want from Mad Max. I want, that's a nice stat to have, but I want to see him get more sacks. I want to see 10 plus sacks next season. I want to see 15. I could see 15. I want to see 15 from Mad Max. Your nickname is Mad Max Crosby. Be Mad Max Crosby for the 2023 season. Hey, for real, Van City, you're not wrong. Himmy G is spending his summer at the Bunny Ranch. Well, anyways, you guys, like I said, this was gonna be anything else you want to close out, Nate, real quick before we hop off? Oh, fuck, bro. This is hella funny, man. I wish we could stay on, but we got to get out. Anything else you want to add, Nate, man?
Man, you know what I'm saying? I wish the best of luck for this offseason. Come on, go get Marcus Peters. I said Marcus Peters.
You said Marcus. Oh, yeah, bro. Where's the milkshake, bro? Hashtag milkshake Nate in the comments. Spam it right now, you guys. Spam it right now. Hashtag milkshake Nate. This man is on something right now.
Yeah, you know, go to the beaches.
Wow.
Know that.
I want to finish it off with this stat real quick, but digital, he said Jimmy has made most of his Kittle's career's numbers with 243 passes caught for 3,143 yards and 17 touchdowns. Michael Mayer is going to be a dog, man. And for real, we need this trending, bro. Like, y'all need to clip this, post it. We need to get this trending. Milkshake Nate, bro, because I don't know what the fuck you want today, Nate.
It was just busting.
Nah, all love to my primo Nate, but salute to everyone pulling up. I want to give shout outs to Van City. Shout out to Perez, Walt, AJ. I want to give all my shout outs. Let me see who else. I know MC Raider, Big Mike was in here.
Well,
Everyone that put
AJ,
up, thank you guys. If you guys are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. We just got over 300 subs. The goal is to get to 400 subs. Spread the link around, spread it to social media, to the thread, to Instagram, to Snap, to your YouTube channel. Let people know Raiders Primos is where it needs to be at. We love having fun over here, as you can see. Milkshake Nate, man, hashtag Milkshake Nate. We love y'all. Y'all have a blessed Friday. We'll see you tomorrow with our guy Hammer, our guy Cane Town, for a positional breakdown of the running backs. Stay tuned for that. Love y'all. Peace.